Get the book Align with Your Purpose by Earl Hall. Find and walk in your purpose. Get the answers to your questions about life and how to make it exactly what you want are in this book. This is your chance to stop living in a life you hate. Discover how to manifest the life you actually want. Get Align with Your Purpose now on Amazon, paperback, Kindle, or audiobook. What if you could stop all of your negative thoughts and your self-limiting beliefs and actually start to manifest the life that you want? You need Quantum Neural Manifestation Alignment, or QNMA. This is the ultimate accumulation of the best of the secret, as well as the incredible magic of meditation and hypnosis, all wrapped up in one. Go to the website now, officialqnma.com. That's officialqnma.com. Good Monday morning, everyone. Welcome into the show, Align with Your Purpose, broadcasting live right here on Conversations Radio Network, as well as to all my folks watching me live on Instagram right now. You can follow me on Instagram at Align with Your Purpose. Make sure that you do that. Also, visit the website, alignwithyourpurpose.co. That's alignwithyourpurpose.co. Today, we've got a great show for you today. I'm going to be talking about unconditional love. And let me just tell you, this is beyond relationships. This is beyond marriage and your significant other or spouse or whatever. This speaks a lot to the totality of who it is that we are as human beings and how we are in not only, like I said, our relationships, but also in business and what it is that we do in our everyday life, in our everyday lives, that we can actually make this thing better. I want to thank Cyrus Webb for providing the platform of Conversations Radio Network. Again, welcoming everyone listening live there, conversationsradionetwork.online, and also watching me live on my Instagram feed right now. Love, or unconditional love, is one of those things that we mostly hear about from a religious standpoint. At least that's where I initially heard those words, unconditional love or agape love. There is no condition on the love that we put out to others or give out to others or out to the universe or the world. I wrote in my book, Align with Your Purpose, chapter 6, I believe it is, love yourself more than you love others. And it's a controversial subject because of how it is that we've been conditioned. And believe me, through the course of this next 25 minutes, I'm going to explain this fully out to you. So I want to make sure that you stay for the entire thing, because I know it's hard to hear. Love others? I mean, love myself more than I love others? Isn't that kind of narcissistic? Isn't that kind of selfish? Isn't that kind of mean? Isn't that kind of cruel? The ultimate answer to all of this is no. It's not. It is the way that we are able to love unconditionally is by loving ourselves unconditionally, loving ourselves above and beyond anyone else that we love, that we come into contact with. Now, this could be, you have a way that you are with your significant other or your spouse, your partner. You have a way that you are in business, at work, in society, and things of that nature. And so many people, I believe, have gotten this so twisted. And that's why, through our conditioning, we actually believe that that's a selfish concept, to love ourselves more than we love anyone else. The premise that I want you to get from this and the things that I'm saying about unconditional love is that if you do not put yourself first, if you do not love and honor yourself, your feelings, your thoughts above and beyond the thoughts and feelings and actions of others, you're going to get yourself into trouble. And I'm going to explain clearly how that is. And so let's jump into an example of what it is that I'm talking about here about unconditional love and why you need to love yourself above and beyond anything or anyone else. This is a real premise. Everyone, all of you that have been on an airplane, those of us that have experienced being on an airplane, we know what it is that I'm about to say. And anyone that's ever watched a movie about people on an airplane, they've seen the same thing. When you get on an airplane and you get comfortable, and just before they're about to take off, they're taxiing down the runway, you have the stewards or stewardesses. I think that's what they call them on the air, and they go through the pre-flight checklist, and they start off talking about, how to fasten your seatbelt and all this and that. And then they come on and they say this: in the event that the cabin loses pressure, oxygen masks will fall from the ceiling or whatever it is. If you're sitting with someone that needs assistance, put your oxygen mask on first and then assist others. You've heard this, right? You've seen this, and you've heard these words before. If you've ridden on an airplane, you know exactly what it is that I'm talking about. Why do they tell you to put on your oxygen mask first? I mean, in the society that we live in, aren't we supposed to be helping others first? Aren't we supposed to be doing for them and have their greatest needs come before our own? That's a thought right there, because so many of us think that. The way that I show that I'm a loving person, the way that I show that I'm a caring person, is by doing and giving to others before I do and give to myself. Well, the reason that they tell you to put on your oxygen mask before you help others is because if you're fumbling around trying to make sure that they're good, trying to make sure that they're getting oxygen, you're going to pass out. You're going to suffer the consequences. And also, they're going to suffer the consequences, because you're going to pass out or die or whatever it is that's going to happen when that cabin loses pressure. You have not only hindered your life, you've hindered theirs as well. Because during the whole process where you're trying to give and give and give and give to this other person, you're risking both of you losing life. But you're in this situation, you're well able, you're in good health and all of that. You can quickly put on your oxygen mask. You can quickly save your life. Now that you're good, now you can help not only that person, but probably a couple of other people as well. But when you put others before yourself every single time something happens, you want to make sure that they're good and you suffer. In arguments that people have, I'll never forget a conversation I had with a good friend of mine. And, we were talking about kids and raising kids, and, when they get belligerent, or when they get, they're not doing what they're supposed to do, or they're acting out and things of that nature. What happens in so many situations is that the parent or the guardian goes to where that child is. And this is what I mean by that. That child is in a situation of anger, hate, bitterness, sadness, depression, anxiety, anger. And you go right into those same types of mindsets. You go to where they are, as opposed to maintaining who it is that you are. If when you go to where they are, there is no help for them, because there's no help for you, because you've given away your power through staying in alignment with who you are. There is no help by going out of alignment with yourself into unalignment to grab someone else. You cannot help them where they are. You have to bring them to you if they want to come. But if you get out of alignment, the whole kit and caboodle is blown away. That's why you've got to put your oxygen mask on first. You've got to make sure that you're good. You've got to make sure you're taken care of. Because what happens when you don't, this is why you become bitter. This is why you become angry. I'm doing all this stuff for everyone else. No one is doing for me. You're becoming bitter, depressed, and anxious, and all these other things because you're not taking care of yourself first. You have allowed someone else to control your happiness by allowing yourself to get out of alignment and go to where they are. It is vital that you put yourself and your feelings above and beyond everyone else. This is unconditional love. Because when you put your oxygen mask on first, and you don't worry about what's going on with them first, but you're good first, now you can actually help. Now you can actually give. Now you can actually love in a way that you wouldn't be able to if you just tried to take care of others' needs first, others' needs first, others' needs first. You're the last thing on the totem pole, the last one in line. Everyone else is eating and you're getting the scraps or you're getting the leftovers. I'm not even going to say there comes a point in time. The time is always here for us to make sure as individuals that we're good. It's so amazing to me that people, and we call them saints, we call them great people, but I want you to take a look at your own life right now. How good are you? When I say how good are you, I'm not talking about your position. I'm talking about how in alignment with yourself are you? Is your whole world, is your whole existence based on based on you doing for others and them giving you a thank you or them giving you a pat on the back, but now you're still in lack? You're still unhappy? You can't take a moment to yourself because everyone is trying to draw your energy. Everyone is trying to draw on who it is that you are. And your life continues to go downhill and downhill and downhill, if that's the case for you. But when we talk about unconditional love, whether it's in relationships or whether it's in business, I've got a quote when we come back from break from my own mom that helped me over 2 decades ago, almost 3 decades ago now. And I'm going to talk about that a bit. But whether you're in relationships or whether you're in business or whatever, there's this thing, and some of you are Trekkies. I'm a Trekkie, so I've watched everything from Star Trek. And there was one episode where they were doing commander training, and so the ship was about to explode, or the starship was about to, basically be destroyed. And the commander had to send someone into a very dangerous situation in order to save the ship. When you realize that you're the ship, is the most important thing. And if you don't save the ship, everyone dies. If you don't save the ship, everyone dies. I'm going to take a short break right now, but I'm going to come back and I'm going to get into that quote that I was telling you about that my mom gave to me. Make sure that you visit the website, grab the book, Align with Your Purpose, on Amazon.com, paperback, Kindle, and also on the audiobook format. We'll be back right after this message. Get the book Align with Your Purpose by Earl Hall. Find and walk in your purpose. Get the answers to your questions about life and how to make it exactly what you want are in this book. This is your chance to stop living in a life you hate. Discover how to manifest the life you actually want. Get Align with Your Purpose now on Amazon, paperback, Kindle, or audiobook. What if you could stop all of your negative thoughts and your self-limiting beliefs and actually start to manifest the life that you want? You need Quantum Neural Manifestation Alignment, or QNMA. This is the ultimate accumulation of the best of the secret, as well as the incredible magic of meditation and hypnosis, all wrapped up in one. Go to the website now, officialqnma.com. That's officialqnma.com. Thanks so much, everyone, for keeping it locked right here on Align with Your Purpose with your host, Earl Hall, broadcasting live on Conversations Radio Network, as well as on Instagram right now live. I come to you Monday through Friday, 10:30 on the East Coast, 9:30 Central, 7:30 a.m. Pacific time, Monday through Friday, with this show, Align with Your Purpose. Visit the website, www.alignwithyourpurpose.co. All right, we're talking today about unconditional love. And I said before the break that I would get into some of the very poignant things, one particular thing that my mother gave to me that has helped me so much. Actually, there were two things. I'm going to give you the one that I just thought of, and then I'm going to go to the real one that I had in my mind earlier. Back in my early 20s, I'm dating this woman, and I'm talking to my mother about different issues and different problems that I'm having, with this person. And this was a very key thing for me. Because so many times when we get into relationships, whether they're personal or whether they're business, we make promises with good intention, especially when you're getting into a relationship. Oh, well, I know these things aren't very good about me, but as soon as, when we get married, I'm not going to be like that. I'm not going to be like that. So I'm telling my mother all these things that I'm going through. And she made the statement and she said, what you get before is what you get after. And that paused me because I knew exactly what it was that she was talking about. And Oprah has said this, when someone shows you themselves, believe them. When someone shows you themselves, believe them. This is in business. This is in relationships and any other thing that you want to get into. When you see the handwriting on the wall, you've got to know that this is actually what this person is and how it is that they're like. So it doesn't make sense to think that people will change because most times people don't. People don't change. They are who it is that they are. Some of us that want to be more and more and get enlightened and all of that will look at ourselves closely and we'll look in that mirror. And those of you that have been watching or following the show, you know what I mean when I talk about looking in the mirror and how hard that is for people to do. But here's the thing, when you're talking about unconditional love, this was a quote from my mother, and I'm going to read this right out of my book, Align with Your Purpose, and it's available on Amazon. So here's the thing that is so true about unconditional love. No one is responsible for your happiness. No one is responsible for your happiness. If you're in business with them, if you're in relationship with them, no one is responsible for your happiness. And you are not responsible for anyone else's happiness. Because what happens is, if you're responsible, whether it's a business partner or whether it's a spouse or someone you're in a relationship with, if you've put the onus on them that they have to act a certain way and do certain things, you've put a condition on your love for them. You've put a condition. Well, if you don't do this, I'm not going to love you. If you don't give me this, I'm not going to love you. If you don't act the way that I want you to act, I'm not going to love you. You've placed a condition on the love. So no one is responsible for your happiness, and you are not responsible for anyone else's happiness. I remember when I was a teenager, my parents were involved in couples ministry. They met regularly to talk about marriage and raising kids. One of the most important lessons that I was exposed to came from a statement that my mother made. She said, marriage is not 50-50. It's 100-100. Marriage is not 50-50. It's 100-100. When you put the responsibility of your happiness on someone else, you are setting yourself up for failure. Having that mindset is also having a conditional love, not unconditional love. When you allow anyone to take you out of alignment with your God, your source, or your inner being, that is your fault, not theirs. The love of God or the universe is not dependent on your actions or lack thereof. The love of God has no condition, and you cannot do anything to affect whether or not you get it from them. When you love unconditionally, the acts of your spouse, your kids, or others is not dependent on their actions. It is only dependent on your alignment with your God or your universe or whatever your belief system is. Unconditional love is what we all receive, and it is what we should all give. When my mother said marriage is not 50-50, it's 100-100, so many times that's where we get into problems. Well, I'm going to give my 50%, and in order for us to get to 100, you've got to give your 50%. And if you're not giving your 50%, I'm going to take away some of my 50%. I'm going to give you 10. No, it's 100, 100. Whether you're in relationships, whether it's in business or personal, if you're not giving your all, you are loving conditionally. If you are not giving your all, see, if you give 100, sometimes when they're a little bit off, you can help because you're good. But if you can't, no one's good. Look, I want to thank you guys so much for tuning into the show today, Align With Your Purpose. Make sure that you do visit the website, alignwithyourpurpose.co. You can find everywhere that you can follow me there. You can listen to everywhere this show is podcasted by going to that website, and also see how you can work one-on-one with me for personal or business development. I love you guys, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. You have an awesome and amazing day. You take care.